There it is. That really took a while to go live.
It took a while. Yeah, we were sitting here in silence while it just, because God forbid we spoke.
The anticipation was killing me.
I was going to say titillating, but yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Is this show still titillating? Is Grossi Perna Show still titillating?
I think at least half.
So it is titillating.
Yeah.
If it were full, it'd be titillating. So that'd be two.
A pair. I get it.
So just one, titillating, singular.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to talk about football, in case you didn't know.
Oh, baby. We here.
We tit.
You in the right direction. Welcome to another edition of the Grossi Perna Show. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. And this is G. This is B. And this is an S. And man, this is one of those days where it's like, oh, I wish there was no NFL news. I wish that there was none whatsoever. And we were just doing a Wednesday show. This is going to be the last Wednesday show we're going to do for a hot minute. I'm leaving for 30 and 30 tomorrow. But nope, there's news. There is news.
There is big news for the Green Bay Packers, and it is not positive.
No.
We're going to talk about a few things. We're going to get to Josh Jacobs, talk a little Matthew Stafford, his extension, Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes back at practice, Derwin James gets paid. So there are some football things to discuss.
We missed the Matthew Stafford extension because we weren't doing a show that day because it was somewhat recently.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've done a show, huh?
A while.
And then you're not going to be here for all of June because you're doing something. What are you doing in June?
30 and 30. Hard to do.
What is that? What is 30 and 30?
It's the thing that you're going to be at a week from today. And,
where at?
Where at for ours? It's going to be at Breckenridge Brewery
in Littleton, Colorado, where we did it last time.
Yes, it's good. Shout out Vanessa.
So come say hello.
Yes.
If less people show up to this, I will be embarrassed.
Yes. It's free. Also,
it is free.
So we put out we opened the link and everything. So this year we've done a couple of really cool things. We still have the donation incentives. $25,000. I'm jumping off the Strat Hotel in Las Vegas, which
Why aren't you jumping off Trump Tower in Vegas?
I think the Strat Hotel is taller.
Oh, and also, is it bigger?
It probably is. But also they have a harness that I'll be on. I think if I jumped off a different tower, there's no harness.
Okay.
And that would have to at least be like 75,000.
Yeah.
To
go harnessless?
Yeah, just like a little bit more.
Do a squirrel suit?
Well, it's so funny because squirrel suits, they look really cool, but I hear they're insanely dangerous.
Oh, very dangerous.
Yeah, very dangerous. But we launched one of the twists this year is that if you do it through the St. Jude website, their link is it's pinned to the comments. You could vote on behalf of your fan base. And so all 32 teams, after opening it last night, all 32 fan bases have already donated. In the lead, the Green Bay Mother-Loving Packers. In second place, the Denver Broncos.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
So, yeah, I was not anticipating this kind of reaction to start things off because, just put it out late. There was other things going on. We've raised over $16,000 already.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Yeah, that's insane. So I appreciate you all. 100% of every single dollar is going to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital as they fight pediatric cancer. They do fantastic work. We're going to 30 NFL cities in 30 days. Starts on Friday. Yeah. Do you want to talk about football first, or do you want to just dive into not enjoyable things?
Oh, what a great question.
We could do a little we can talk about all the other football news.
And then get to Josh Jacobs?
Yeah.
Just raise your hand if none of your football players were arrested yesterday. Raise your hand.
That's, that
Oh, where's your hand, Tom?
well, I mean, yeah, he turned himself in, so I guess.
Yeah. Does that count as an arrest?
He got charged. I don't. It's all.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
James got a new deal. Yeah, you know what? Perfect. Derwin James
news first. Let's do the good news first.
Yeah, Derwin James is now the highest paid safety again. This has already happened, but now has gotten another massive deal. It's a 3-year deal, which makes him the highest paid safety in the NFL once again. He is getting $57.5 million guaranteed. Woo! It's a 3-year, $75.6 million deal. And Derwin James is really damn good. And also, I don't know why it says Darwin James on the GPS rundown. I think it auto-corrected to Darwin.
Oh, Darwin James. The evolution of NFL safeties.
Nailed it.
Let's just say his financial future is also safe. Derwin James, very good. He's a fucking annoying defensive player to play against. I can contest. Or I can confirm as a Broncos fan. Derwin has one of my favorite plays basically in NFL history. And that came when he body slammed one Travis Kelce just right into the dirt. Just picked him up and tossed him down like Travis Kelce was not a 6'4" tight end weighing, it looked like he just threw a small child onto the ground. So Derwin James, very, very talented player, earned that extension, and I hate playing against him every year.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he's a phenomenal safety, right?
Yeah,
so like this is well earned, and also considering that usually the NFL prioritizes and values safeties lesser, especially in the secondary, right? Because corners, those are the folks who are going to be making like these insane contracts and what have you. But I'm just happy for Derwin James, man. And again, we're gonna see how the Chargers do this year. I have a lot of faith and optimism in the Chargers, which again, they have burned me in the past, but I feel pretty good.
Yeah, the Chargers do that.
I don't think so.
Is there a team that's better every offseason than the Chargers at getting you a little excited for their potential? And then that bar's right here, and then they just slide right under it.
Well, before last season, it's been the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears are like 3-time back-to-back-to-back off-season champions. And then it just was never working out until last season, which we won't talk about. No, last season never happened. So I miss when the Bears were disappointing. Those were fun days.
I
love how you're just like, I need to pull this up again.
Ooh.
I really appreciate the sound effects, and I would honestly say play by play, because I feel like there was a progression.
Look, he's completely horizontal.
You can basically spine buster him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Arn Anderson would be proud.
Derwin James Jr. just body slammed Travis Kelce.
Technically, it's not really a body slam. It would be more closer to spine buster. Now, if he had him over his head and then did like an Alabama slam, now we're talking. We're talking. So, the same. Every team QB is on a 2026-27 prove-it year, except for NFL's golden can't complain children. What?
Allen, Burrow, and especially Herbert.
It's true.
Well, I mean, yeah. But let's be honest. Like, what does Joe Burrow and Josh Allen have to prove?
That Josh Allen won't throw turnovers in the divisional round.
Okay, go through his whole playoff history. He's very good at not turning the ball over. He's played very well in the playoffs. We know Josh Allen is a great quarterback. We know Joe Burrow is a great quarterback.
It's true.
Those are guys who actually they need their team to prove it around them a little bit. Now you can be critical of their play, but I think they are. Herbert's different than those two, I would say. But Herbert also very good quarterback. But I think those are more like teams that just have to finally deliver when it matters. The Packers are in that same boat as well. That boat's got another hole in it, though, as it sinks in the playoffs. Before we get to that, it was a fun little typo that happened, even though the Avs were embarrassingly swept by the Knights after such a great series against
Holy
Minnesota.
cow, man. First of all, Golden Knights. Hot damn. Because the Avs are really good this year, too.
Yeah, they were the best team in the NHL, basically.
Yeah, they're damn good. They're damn good. They just, woo, buddy. Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah, but congrats to Cale Makar taking 4 shits during the game.
Wow.
4
That's pretty
shits.
impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 that's such a short amount. I've done 4 in a day.
Yeah.
Right? But
he did it on the ice too.
Yeah.
But
see you in a week, Vanessa. See ya. Why didn't you go to all the games? Because when you went to the game, they won.
I know, I should have went to all of them. Vanessa, I emailed you. Did you get it? Did you get my email, Vanessa?
She's like, no, I didn't.
Check your email.
In addition, Patrick Mahomes. So OTAs, are beginning a bunch of, I think there's like 8 teams that are starting their OTAs today, including the Patriots. Yeah, holy cow, man. And this is why Chiefs fans, when I'm like, oh yeah, we don't know, when Mahomes is going to be back, then you see this.
I'm not impressed.
That's pretty impressive, man. That's pretty impressive.
I was doing the same shit at the same time with none of the resources after suffering the same injury as Patrick Mahomes. I'll tell you that. Tell you that right now. Oh, he's throwing a football without pads on. Big deal. Big deal.
So Mahomes ready week 1?
Maybe.
He might be. Dude, if Mahomes actually plays week 1, first of all, it'll be insane. That Monday night game. That Monday night game will be a lot more exciting because Bo Nix, again, we don't know if either starting quarterback is going to be playing week 1 on Monday night. But he's
got a knee brace on. He's got a sleeve on. I smart publicity for the Chiefs. But yeah, this doesn't impress me.
Hey, congratulations. Let's go.
Wow, there you go. Congrats.
Hell yeah.
Baby girl, that's the best. That's the best.
Whoa.
Oh God. Zoom into our faces.
You were dadding it up this weekend.
Yeah.
Was it fun? What? I said you were dadding it up this weekend.
Yeah, we were up in the mountains.
Nice. Did you find yourself?
I even bought a shirt up there. Look at that.
Well, because if you didn't buy the shirt, then you didn't go.
Didn't go.
That's right.
Yeah, it was fun.
Congratulations.
Did some riding.
Horses?
Side by side.
Horses.
ATVs. ATVs. Through the mountains.
Me just ripping it like 60 miles an hour.
Yeah, we went fast, crossed some big creeks. You know.
Also, speaking of quarterbacks, before we get into not fun news, Matthew Stafford getting that $55 million extension. So now he's under contract for 2 seasons, this season and next season. I think it's a good deal, right? Reigning MVP, getting $55 million. This is like because once the Rams selected a quarterback, right, you looked at McVay's face and maybe he wasn't the most pleased, right? But this is like going a long way of saying, hey, Matthew Stafford, don't you worry. We still love you. Here's $55 million. And this also gives them a window, for some quarterbacks to learn behind Matthew Stafford is he's probably not going to let go of the reins for the next 2 seasons.
Yeah, he's with them for 2 years now.
Yep.
He'll make $100 million over the next 2 years. He gets the pay bump he deserves for being, MVP.
Yep.
It's a smart move for the Rams. The 2-year window makes sense. And if he's still playing well through 2027. Like, he's going to get another extension.
Mm-hmm.
Stafford, to me, seems like a guy who's going to play until he physically cannot do it, right? I don't think the desire is gone.
Sure.
And even though they drafted Ty Simpson, if like Stafford is still throwing, 35, 40 touchdowns a year, this won't be his last extension.
No.
There were some people who tried to make like this into a negative thing, like, and I don't understand it. They're like, oh, it's just 2 years. That's all they're going to get with Stafford. And then it's Ty Simpson's. They're like mad that it would be Ty Simpson's job after 2 years. And then there are people who are mad that they paid Matthew Stafford and drafted Ty Simpson because they wasted the draft pick, which I get being a little more angry about that versus the opposite. But Stafford will probably go down as one of my favorite quarterbacks I've ever watched.
That's fair.
He's just he got the recognition last year for playing really well. He's one of those dudes who was just really talented in bad situations. And then he got to the good situation, got the Super Bowl right away. Mm-hmm. And now the Rams have been very competitive. Every year they're a perennial playoff team. They had a chance to get to the Super Bowl last year. Didn't, because they ran into the champs. But yeah, I like watching him play. And it's funny. Did you see like that Aaron Rodgers, John Elway debate stuff on socials like last week?
Yeah, it was over the week because I was back in New York. So like I was barely on, but I was watching. Every time I would go on my feed, they would be comparing John Elway and Aaron Rodgers. And yeah.
Because I think it was Wilbon said something about like he would take John Elway over Aaron Rodgers on PTI or some shit. And it started maybe one of the dumbest debates I've ever seen. And it's like, if you want to say like, hey, I think Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback than John Elway, that's great. You can make a lot of arguments to back that up.
It's true.
But like, it always just turns into this quarterback's better and that other quarterback actually sucks.
They're actually terrible. They've never played a good down of football in their life.
Yeah. It's like, actually, I like this guy, so fuck that guy.
That's true. So,
and I think it was Sam.
Yeah,
Watson.
It's true though. Screw John Elway. Because Super
fair. I get Packers fans; they have some animosity towards Elway. What I really love is like anytime Elway gets brought up, it brings Chiefs fans out of the woodworks to be like, he is the most overrated quarterback in NFL history, and somebody needs to say it.
And I am brave enough to take it stand. And
there
he's not
are always
that guy.
People who didn't watch him play. They're the box score merchants. It's funny though, and I agree with Sam. Like they were both very good in their primes. These are excellent quarterbacks. And if you want to take Aaron, fine. I would take John Elway, but that's because
it's fair. I mean, Aaron Rodgers
shaped my childhood. Damn it,
that's very fair.
I would be curious to see, like, and I think somebody's saying like Elway, Rodgers, Marino. Like, if you want to compare Elway to somebody, compare him to Marino and hype up Marino, who was an insane passer ahead of his time, ran the offense different. But I would love to see John Elway play in today's NFL. He also played with Dan Reeves, and they didn't like each other for the last couple years. And Reeves did not want to run an offense that allowed Elway's skills to thrive, right? And he played through. If you watch the Netflix Elway documentary, which was a nice fluff piece, the one thing I forgot is the shit kicking he took. Like he just got beat up through his career. And when you look at older quarterbacks. Like, I think that's the thing. If you go back and watch any older quarterback, the thing you have to respect is how not protected they were when they played the game versus even Aaron Rodgers. Like, after that injury, they changed some rules.
It's like the Aaron Rodgers rule that gravity is now bad.
Which was funny because Clay Matthews was the guy who kept getting penalized right after that.
I'm very aware. I'm very, very aware.
That was one of the most annoying things I watched.
Dude, it was against a fight. It was like back-to-back week. It was not. That was not a fun season.
It was like, this is blowing up in their face the wrong way. But anyway,
But you're 100% correct because it was a completely different game. Completely
Brett Favre played through a ton of injuries. That's a very good call. Like,
dude,
Favre was insane. Favre, insane to watch play. Elway, Marino, Steve Young, all those guys. It's Troy Aikman, who people love to shit on for his stats, but go just like the concussions Troy played through. Like, all that shit is crazy.
There's a very famous, here we go. Real quick before we jump into other stuff. This is
and these are real injuries, not Ben Roethlisberger showing up to practice with 40 ice packs taped to his body for attention. Suck it, Steelers.
It's this. Nope. Why does it always do that? Stop it. Stop it. This one. So, like, this is the injury report between the Packers and the Colts. Brett Favre, sprained foot, sore neck, twisted knee, hyperextended elbow, bruised ribs, bruised quadriceps, bruised thigh, swollen cheekbone, mangled throwing hand, is listed as probable.
Yeah. I'll play.
I've never seen mangled throwing hand. He's coming out with a claw, and he's like, don't worry, I'll still throw for 3 touchdowns. It'll also be 3 interceptions. But
yeah. And this is why Brett Favre had an addiction to painkillers.
This is correct.
Guys were expected to play through that shit.
Yep. So that's not fully correct. It's not that the Bears are no longer interested in staying in Chicago. It's that this is where, so there's this constant battle that's going on about where the Bears' new stadium is going to be, right? It just seems at the moment it's either going to be in Arlington Heights or it's going to be in Hammond, Indiana. So there hasn't been like super duper new updates, but there's also a deal that could come through where it actually works out in Chicago. We're still working through it, but no, I know what you're referring to. It's not that they're not interested. It just seems like this is the way it's going to go, and chicken continues to be played. And yeah, I mean, listen, if they move to Indiana, I will laugh. I will.
Yeah.
That's just, I will
laugh. That'll suck for Bears fans.
Oh, it'll suck for Bears fans, 1 kajillion %. And I will feel bad for their fans. Yeah. I will, but I will laugh as a Packers fan.
It's like the Kansas City Chiefs moving to Kansas, and people are pissed.
Dude, I mean, the fact that Arrowhead
fans already thought they played in Kansas. You know what I mean?
Yes, that is correct.
That's the difference.
The fact that Arrowhead is going to be replaced by like a dome stadium is just gross. It's gross.
Yeah.
It's gross. I like that. Oh, there you go. Oregon State alum. There it is.
Oh, yeah. The pin.
Great name. What a name.
Yeah.
Because you know that person has gone through.
Petrus Pinnis. Woo. God, I hope that guy makes it to the NBA.
Real quick. Yes. So there was a little update with this. So if you recall, because it's been a hot minute, it's been a while, the Brian Flores lawsuit against the NFL regarding discrimination. So he was sided with in lower courts, and then the NFL was like, well, we're just going to appeal this. And then they appealed it to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court was like, oh, nay, Flores' lawsuit can continue. So this is going to get real interesting.
Yeah.
Because if you want to go?
No, I was just going to say, if you thought the Supreme Court, which has been stacked to favor one political side, is going to give the NFL a break, you're wrong.
Yeah, that was like, didn't see this coming. So the lawsuit, this was, if you remember, because now this is from, oh boy, what, 2019, right? That's the season they're talking about. He was saying that the Dolphins owner, Stephen Ross, was offering him $100,000 for every single game to lose, to tank, right? Yeah. And then Flores was like, no, we're not going to do that. And then they wound up firing him a few seasons later. And then it was the Brian Flores getting the wrong text, because when he was interviewing for the Giants head coaching gig, and then it was the Giants, they hired Brian Dable, and was it Belichick who texted him, right?
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I forgot that.
Belichick texted Brian Flores like, oh, congrats on getting the job, before anything was announced. And Flores like, oh, thanks. Like, I think it went well. But Belichick meant to text Brian Dable instead of Brian Flores. So that's when Flores found out that, oh, I'm not going to get this job. And this happened 3 days prior to Flores interviewing with the Giants.
Yeah.
So that's what the problem was. It was before his interview that he got. Yeah. So it's not great. Not great.
Yeah. I think originally it was the Giants, the Dolphins, and the Broncos, I believe, were also named in the lawsuit.
So that was Elway and Ellis showing up late to his interview drunk, they were saying.
Oh, hungover.
Was
And
obvious,
out.
and I quote, was obvious that they had been drinking heavily the night before. Okay, so
Thank
hangover.
you.
Apologies.
Wait, what? But that's not lawsuit worthy.
I think it's more just like, hey, man, like no one's taking any of my interviews seriously. Oh, yeah? How do you know? Well, I got a text 3 days ago saying congratulations on the job that I did interview for. And then these other guys were hungover when they were interviewing me and they showed up an hour late. Stuff. That's tough.
If John Elway was not out drinking the night before your interview, that's a greater sign he was not taking the interview serious. Okay? Let my fucking hero drink, okay? Just let him have a drink.
See, Aaron Rodgers would never.
No.
He might say, actually, our interview process is a little bit more in depth, and they go into a tent and do ayahuasca together.
Yeah.
Which honestly, if you want to get to know a person, right? I feel like you're really gonna learn about that head coaching candidate.
Dude, I would love for Aaron Rodgers to be a GM one day.
Be great.
And he's like, after looking into your soul, I've decided this is not the right job for you. I have no doubt that one day you'll be ready to handle this responsibility, but your journey does not allow for this at this moment.
Honestly, it'd be the greatest thing.
Yeah.
Ever.
Aaron Rodgers really is an enigma too, because like part of him is that I don't know, that spiritual hippie, but he's also the opposite spectrum of that, I think, at his core.
Yeah.
Like he's trying to just like he's two completely different people to me.
Yeah. I do like the looked into his soul. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like,
he would definitely look into your soul.
My third eye, he definitely would. Right. The first interview question would actually him just staring at you for 20 uninterrupted minutes.
Yeah.
And you go, now we can begin.
And then he would throw you under the bus the moment you did not fillet his ego.
Yeah, we'll see, Gary. We'll I don't know if I'll get called for that one, but we'll see. Yeah, so let's
here we go.
Let's talk about it. So yesterday, there was some rumblings over the weekend that there was something that was going on regarding Josh Jacobs. And yesterday he turned himself into the police. So into Hobart Lawrence PD. He faces, are you pulling it up right there? Hold on. Do you have the list? I think it's like Pelissero who had up there. A bunch of them tweeted
the charges?
Yeah. There you go. So
nice and blurry for you.
Yeah, nice and blurry. There you go. Yeah, that's a whole different. So one of the things that he is facing is a felony charge. So there's a few other charges. Again, he turned himself in yesterday. Through a statement through his lawyers, he's denied everything. But it's battery, domestic abuse, criminal damage to property, domestic abuse, disorderly conduct, domestic abuse. He had the intimidation of a victim. And here's the felony is the strangulation and suffocation. So just at a glance, holy God, not good. Awful. Obviously, anytime like these kind of stories come out, and they unfortunately do happen way too often, right? It's like, okay, first, thinking about the victim and how awful this is because the act is awful. It's very easy not to strangle people. Don't strangle people. There's your PSA for the day. And two, now it's going to be, all right, well, now we have to let this play out. Because if this is true, right, his lawyers have denied everything. The Packers put out a statement saying, hey, this is an ongoing legal situation. We're just going to kind of let it play out. We are aware of it, just very boilerplate stuff. If this winds up being true, then Josh Jacobs may never play football again.
Yeah.
So that's like secondary, right? Like the football thing. This, just as a fan of the Packers and a fan of like Josh Jacobs, holy God, man, did not see anything like this even stemming from him of like being a kid. This is not fun. This sucks, man.
Yeah. It's a shitty situation. And I think like this is a good thread on it. I think kind of breaking down like all the different things that could play out. Where was it here? This is the thing, like Josh Jacobs' attorney, and what they point out here is they have important evidence that is not yet made public. We don't know what that is. We don't know if that's real. Like,
sure.
But if Josh Jacobs and his attorney have evidence that can prove his innocence, then that's what we're waiting to see in this situation, if we get to see it.
Sure.
Because the other thing it points out, there weren't any witnesses. It's just Josh Jacobs and the alleged victim at this point. And, those two things, those are really the only details we kind of have at this point, other than the police report. And this came out yesterday, and there has not been any new information that I have seen yet. So there's just a lot of questions around the situation.
Well, because it happened, I think they said the 23rd, right?
Yeah,
so it happened
over the weekend.
Over the weekend, right? He turned himself in yesterday. And again, like, we do have to just let it play out, which is very difficult in 2026, right? Because, dude, we're like, when I saw that, it was, this looks awful. The optics of this are absolutely terrible, right? Yeah. So it's a matter of, all right, legality, gotta let that play out, and the Packers are going to let it play out as well, right? He winds up getting convicted. That's a whole different story. And the Packers don't have to do anything right this second either, because they're letting this play out. Now, I will say, just as a Packers fan who have been watching the Packers for quite some time, this is like the Packers have gone above and beyond in the past to be like, hey, we won't draft a guy who like even has like remote like character questions or character anything in the past. Like even when they signed McManus, man, like that was like even from the fan base, but it was like, this is a little surprising just because they had some stuff in the past and allegations. And then with this, the Packers, like, number one thing is they do not want to be embarrassed, and they do not want to have negative press. And this it does not look good. So they'll let it play out, and let the law do its thing. But just the optics of seeing that.
Man.
So
for a team that doesn't want to be embarrassed, they've really done a bad job of that in the playoffs.
Aaron Rodgers is so much better than John Elway. Like it's not even close. Like not even remotely close.
And here's the thing. Like, we just watched a similar thing play out with Stephon Diggs, where I believe he was accused of strangulation.
Yeah.
Right. Same accusation. And it took months for that to play out.
Yes.
It went to court, and then he was acquitted of all those charges on May 5th. So very recent. And so it's just one of those things you have to wait for. And it sucks because I've covered enough of these in videos where I've made the mistake of assuming something about any of these situations and been wrong. So I don't know.
You bring up
horrible if it's true. You hope it's not.
Right. Because like if it's true, then it's like, okay, if it's true, this is not even a conversation, right? Like, you might also be facing prison time, and I'm so sorry to the victim this happened. But again, it's like you said, there was the Stephon Diggs thing where when that first came out, it was like, this looks awful.
Yeah.
And then court played out.
And it's possibly a reason the Patriots didn't bring Diggs back, because that was still pending, that whole case.
Not Herbert. I don't think Herbert has a ton to prove. Just stay alive behind that offensive line. Yeah, I think, dude, like, because the football element of it, right? Because a lot of Packers fans reached out yesterday, like, okay, like, what does this mean about the Packers? And it's like, all right, well, speaking strictly just on the football, Marshawn Lloyd is running back one, maybe, and he's taken like 2 snaps. We still don't know if Marshawn Lloyd is real. I'm pretty sure he's real. We don't fully know. I'm just making the argument. I think Chris Brooks still on the team, but it's I gotta be honest, I didn't even think of that be honest, of like,
Oh,
hey,
yeah, your running back depth is
the depth chart after hearing this news. But yeah, man, I don't know how this is even going to play out, because this is probably going to take, because the Stephon Diggs stuff, when did that first get announced? Like with the
that
Chargers,
was like during last season,
right? So it took months and months for it to eventually play out. So like, I don't know, because it's before the season, I don't know if it's going to happen quicker. I don't know if it's going to be expedited. I don't know. Yeah. And the Packers are just going to kind of wait and see, as they said in their statement, because I think that's the only thing they can do.
Yeah, and the NFL can wait for this to play out, or the NFL can do its own investigation now. They could use the commissioner's exempt list while this plays out. Yes. There's just a lot of unknowns at this point and how they'll proceed.
Yeah. Because sorry.
If Josh Jacobs misses time, Green Bay's got to look at some of the free agent running backs available, you would imagine. Sure. Najee Harris, Nick Chubb, Miles Sanders, Antonio Gibson, Austin Eckler, Chase Edmonds. Any of those guys, who you taking?
I guess they probably take Najee Harris. I'm not.
If he was healthy, that'd be an easy choice, but
I'd love to take Nick Chubb. I just like that'd be nice. I like Nick Chubb. Now, he had a few nice running games with the Texans.
They've also pointed out James Conner or Trey Benson you could trade for with Arizona. And then there's another Josh in the news for the Packers, and that's one Josh Sweat. Tom,
sure.
You think there's any truth to the Packers looking into Josh Sweat for a trade to bolster your edge?
I think it's
lukewarm.
Yeah, I feel like the connections are just being made because of Gannon. I don't know
if there's Fleurs, right?
Yeah, so I don't know if there's actual, because I'm like scared that he's gonna go to like the Bears or something. Because if the Cardinals are like just gonna be like, all right, we're gonna start trading away guys. I mean, I'd be very happy to get Sweat. Don't get me wrong, like because he had 9 sacks with the Cardinals last season.
He had 12 last year.
12? Damn. Okay, there you go. He had double digits. So.
Oh yeah, get him right now.
Yeah, I'd be okay. I mean, listen, I'm not going to cry, but I just don't know if they have the capital for it, right? Because I would imagine the Cardinals are going to want a first rounder, and we don't have a first rounder next year because you already traded away for Parsons.
So I really don't know what his market is.
I mean, I think if there's a desperate enough team that needs an edge rusher, they would give up a potential first.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the compensation is. I think he has a strong market. Like, there are teams that are interested. What are you giving up for Josh Sweat, though? I don't know if that's a first rounder. But yeah, it's like without the Packers not having a first rounder, even if you're looking at, trading a second or third from, that becomes for Green Bay, it's a steep price because you don't have that first. If you're another team with the first round pick, you might gladly give up a second or third or some combination of picks. But yeah, he wants out of Arizona, which makes sense.
Which makes sense. Yep.
Now, if you are Matt, or if you're Mike LaFleur, are you doing your brother a solid to make that trade, or are you going, I'm not going to fucking help my brother?
Fully dependent on their relationship.
Yeah.
He just calls up and goes, hey, I'm going to trade you Josh Sweat. And they're like, wait a minute, I thought only GMs can do this. Why are we on the phone with one another? He goes, good call. And then they just hang up.
Oh, we have no authority here.
We can't do that. I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if there's a ton of smoke there. Again, it'd be cool. Again, it's interesting to see what his trade value would be. Having 12 sacks, because he had a good run with the Eagles. So
yeah, he's a solid player.
How old is he now?
Josh Sweat is 29.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're looking at like a second, maybe third.
A second feels about right.
Second, I feel like you
sacks do last year in Arizona, which was actually better than he had in his last 2 seasons in Philly. It's his most he's ever had was last year's 12.
Yes. So, yeah, as a Packers fan, the Jacobs news is enraging. Yeah, absolutely. And again, like this is we get this information as fans and are like, oh, this looks horrendous. And now we have to sit and wait for an update.
Yeah.
So, which is frustrating. And also, because again, if this is true, I'm not even thinking about just get off the team. Like, and it's horribly like disappointing. And just to see this was, not fun. But we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know yet.
I have no idea. So
doesn't look good though.
Yep. No, and like again, if you think about football afterwards, which is not the priority, but if you think about football afterwards, this puts the Packers in a terrible position. But this is a terrible position for the Packers to be in regardless, because this is not the kind of news that you want associated with the team ever. So, yeah, man. Not fun. So, yeah. Well, if only. That's what had happened. It was the mangled throwing hand, and he's like, wait a minute. I got this.
Wait a minute.
I got it. Hey, Michael.
Good morning. God bless Bo Nix.
Good to see you. Perna's videos, right? Oh, yeah. I saw you put out a video about the NFL just constantly, just Thanksgiving Eve, Wednesday games, Black Friday games.
Yeah.
Games.
It's a lot, and they're kind of diluting their product, and that's what's always made it so good.
Mm-hmm.
We talked. Yeah, there's a lot in there. It's doing well, so I appreciate you guys watching it.
I mean, it's what we're all kind of worried about as football fans, right?
Yeah.
Because I personally, even though my team has benefited from it 3 years in a row, I get that. I'm saying this as a Packers fan. Adding the 7th seed, the Packers are the only ones who justify it when they beat the Cowboys, right? That was from a couple years back. But then expanding it into week 18, and they want more weeks added on top of that. Man, like we already have low stakes football being played at the end of the season, even just with this additional week. And what makes the NFL so special is that the amount of games is so finite, right? I make this comparison all the time. You compare it to like a hockey, an NBA, especially like a baseball, right?
Yeah.
If you lose, especially baseball, you lose 4 games in a row in the NFL, it's like, oh my God, their season's over, right? Like, man, like we're people are going to get fired. People are going to get benched. National media is talking about it. It happens in baseball. You're like, we'll see what happens next week, right? Because we got like 100 freaking games. So I think while the NFL is never going to get to 100 games because people would explode, just making the product oversaturated is not.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's not heading in it because it's only just doing it for money.
It doesn't help the product. It helps the bottom line. And the NFL doing $23 billion in revenue right now. And the fact that doesn't feel like enough is, I think, annoying to fans. The other thing we talked about is their inflated viewership numbers. So like this last season, they kept claiming like these record viewership numbers, right? Like this game is up 33%. This Thursday night game is the most watched Thursday night game ever. And what we got into is like the way Nielsen measures its ratings, they literally changed how they do it in 2025. And the NFL was somebody who pushed them to change it. And they started counting like out of home viewership. So like accounting for like games being played at bars and in group settings, in addition to being more accurate with where it's getting all of its digital, all of its like streaming service, like input. So they just started counting more accurately. And then the NFL was using that to claim these giant boosts in ratings when it was, there's a definite increase in viewership. Like that is true, but not to the extent the NFL was telling us all season, which they're probably in is probably plays into them wanting to renegotiate their stuff right now.
Correct.
Because now that these things are a little more accurate, they're not going to be able to claim 33% this upcoming season. If they do, then that will be like, wait, where's that coming from? Although Roku got factored in December last year. So that'll be in the mix as well. But like, I don't know. It just, the NFL had already figured it out. It felt like it was in a perfect spot. And then we slowly seen them add, and each little addition you can eventually stomach. Like 17 game seasons suck, but like it's just part of it now. We've done it multiple years. We've accepted it. even Thursday night football people didn't love right away.
No.
And it was a chunk of the season, then it was all season, and it was every team has to play a game, and now it's just whatever matchups we want to put in there. And having better matchups in Thursday night primetime slots is a good thing for good games. But we're at a point where it really does feel like if they add that 18th game, if they start and they change the definition of a short week, Friday games are no longer considered a short week. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yep.
It's just and it's not gonna not be the most popular sport, at least in the United States. They're really trying to add their global reach, and that's fine. But 11 international games is going to be kind of crazy. And I love the international games. I want fans across the world to be able to go to an NFL game, to experience an NFL game. But like that 4 to 5 games when they had it felt great. And they approved 10, but it's actually 11 because one of the Jaguars games does not count as an international game. So there's, I don't know. And I have a different perspective because this is our job. This is work.
Appreciate it, JJ.
And when I see them just add more work to my plate, I go, God damn it. But then it's like, you've got a Wednesday game, a Thursday slate of 3 on Thanksgiving, a Black Friday game. I'm like, when am I going to get to see my family on the holiday?
There's no more.
And that's a unique problem to have. Most people, they just have the games on in the background. So, that's fine. But
I think the problem that I'm looking at is, again, we've talked about this now for years. The two things the NFL cares about more than anything right now, it's the international games, right? Because they want to do, they got extended to 10. It is actually 11, but there'll be 11 games next year. They want to try and make this like one a week, right? Yeah. And make it for like basically the entire
16 international games.
Correct. Like that's where they're going, one. And I've talked to international fans about this. And again, what made it so special was, I agree with you, meeting international fans and like diehard fans who are staying up until 2:00 in the morning to watch their team. Any like bit of the NFL they can get, they will go to an NFL game, even if their teams are not playing, just because they're like, oh man, I get to go experience an NFL game. And I mentioned this back in 2024. Dude, when I went to Brazil before the Packers played the Eagles there, they had going into the airport in Sao Paulo, they had an advertisement for a credit card that if you got this credit card, you could get into the pre-sale to go and try and buy tickets for that game. Like that's how big the NFL is, right? And they're going to pack out these stadiums. They're going to always sell them out. And so the NFL sees this international market of, wow, we can make a ton of money and get a whole bunch of new fans. That's one. And then the second one is the streaming services, especially now, because look at all the games that are on Netflix. The Australia game is on Netflix. The Thanksgiving Eve game is now on Netflix. There's going to be a Week 18 game on Netflix. The Christmas games are on Netflix. So they're spreading this all out. We've seen on Peacock. We've seen Netflix, we've seen on YouTube, like it, you obviously have Amazon. And I think it's that combination that, okay, well, it's very obvious, just being in 2026, that the NFL is just doing this, as you mentioned, just for their bottom line. They are just trying to make the most amount of money as possible. And I think the fear as a fan is that at some point, their pursuit of just trying to make more money is going to be a detriment to the game to a point where it's like, oh, well, now this is actively getting worse. Like the product is getting significantly worse. And where do they stop? And the question is, do they stop? Because they're just like, hey, we're just going to try and get as much money as humanly possible. And that, I think, is where the concern is of like, the future of the NFL as the search for more money. Yeah.
And it's not going to be like it's a weird debate to even have, because if they continue down this path, it will get a little bit worse, but not enough worse where people will stop watching, and the NFL knows that. That's why they're going to do it.
I think that there's a lot of leeway. There's a lot of give where people will be like, oh, I'm not watching the NFL anymore.
And the NFL took away like teams' ability to say no to certain international games, right?
Yes, but that's
the thing with, if you do 16, you're going to get division games. You're going to get all these games that it sucks if you're a fan of that team, and if the Broncos and Chiefs, if Broncos fans don't get to watch the Broncos play the Chiefs at home in Denver once a year, they got to give that up that season or whatever. Like, that sucks for your most loyal and passionate fans.
Yeah.
And sure, maybe you're like, okay, it's just one season and then you're not going to have to worry about it. But
that's what the NFL argues, right? So that's why every other year you get an additional home game, right? So that's why they put that in there years ago so that they can give one of those away. And they're like, all right, well, don't worry, you'll get it the next year. And that's
neutral sites for some of those games. Also, if you're doing 16, you're going to have multiple international games at least a couple of the weeks, because you do not want a week 16 or 17 game played on a neutral site in a different country when you're trying to have teams trying to get into playoffs.
Enjoy it, Jabba. No, you don't. And again, there is a very anti international games, and I'm very happy, as you mentioned, that international fans get to experience.
It's a very cool part of what they're doing.
But dude,
don't need that much.
Last week I was on a podcast talking about this very point, with international fans going this is going to get oversaturated at some point, because what made it right, you want to make it the most accessible possible, because there's so few games. Those ticket prices are insane, and the way to get tickets are really difficult. And so only the fans who have a ton of money are going to be able to go. And so that's nice that will hopefully shift, right, where it'll be a little bit more accessible for folks. But it comes at the cost of, all right, well, now we're in double-digit international games at this point. And yeah, you mentioned no one wants to do that late in the season, where it's all right, well, now we got to get on a flight, and play on a neutral. Yeah, that's not.
My problem too is also,
Montgomery,
if they're going to do this, some of these international games aren't challenging enough. I want the NFL to build a stadium in the middle of the Amazon jungle. Rainforest.
Yeah.
I want the journey just to get to the stadium to be threatening to every single player's life. They have to spend multiple nights in the Amazon surviving the elements just to get to the stadium. Give me one in the middle of the Sahara Desert. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's up the ante. Let's really make this it should be Fear Factor the whole week leading up to the game.
Naked and Afraid.
Yeah, all of that.
Got it.
Naked and Afraid, Fear Factor. Talk about ratings.
You'll get them.
Patrick Mahomes, naked, rolling around in the sandy Sahara Desert.
Now, are they playing during the day where it's really hot, or at night when it's really cold?
I don't care. Whatever.
It's actually a 4:25 p.m. Eastern game, so it's you get both. Wow, scorching hot, and then see you next week, boss.
Let's up the stakes, is what I'm saying.
Ooh, first baby due in October. Let's go.
Damn.
You mentioned keeping separate space lives for marriage before, and that has been the spot on so far. There you go, Perna, with the
separate
advice.
Space. I don't remember mentioning that.
You said that you go and live in a separate home at times, and you just stay there, for a few weeks just to get some space. Yeah. Independence is good.
Look, my best baby advice is how you tackle sleeping. Those babies wake up.
And then you tackle them to go back to sleep.
Jess and I just divided the night in half. I take the first half of the night. She take the second half. That way she can go to bed. When the baby would wake up at 11 and 2 a.m., I take it. After 3 a.m., she would go in and handle the baby. And that at least gave you a good stretch of sleeping.
That's nice. That's a good shift on and off, right?
Yeah, because when you're that first week or two, you don't know what you're doing. Both of you will be up. Why are we both in the room with the baby? Just divide and conquer the night. You need to sleep. Your wife needs to sleep.
I like that.
So that's my advice.
Extending season removes some parity as it removes some randomness by shortness of the season. I mean, at the other thing too is injuries, man. Right? It's just when we talk about with Thursday night football, and I would make a strong argument that this past season was the best Thursday night football has ever been. And it was okay, now it's maybe teams are starting to get into a rhythm. We're playing on a short week. Okay, the games are getting better, more exciting. And then, I just don't want that to get worse,
Yeah.
right? Like where it's like, okay, well now here's another thing that players need to get used to, and it's going to take a few years for them to get used to until like we start getting some returns on like, oh, the quality is actually okay. I don't know. Like like you said, they had it so perfect. Like I love the 17 weeks. Like every game meant something, and you kept it moving. If you wanted to make an additional playoff spot, sure, okay, give them another playoff game, make it exciting. But I think they had it, man.
Even last year, very competitive season. It was a very good season of football.
Yes.
And even the last week was pretty meaningless for a majority of the teams.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yep. See you in Baltimore.
But
see you in Noah. Yeah, that was the Jackson Dart. So we were asked about that before with Jackson Dart. So Jackson Dart introduced Trump at was it a rally or it was just I don't know where he was. And then Abdul Carter like retweeted, was like, I thought this was AI. What are we doing? And so then Giants fans are like, oh no, like it's the off season, man. Like, can we just go? Apparently they talked about it.
Packers fans were like, hold our beer. We got a real problem to worry about now.
Just like, oh, hold on. We got you. Oh man. Perna visiting Colorado this week. What's a good bar to hit up?
Well, I just drink at home.
Just like I just drink in my basement.
Going out to bars? I don't really know. I'm past the bar phase of my life. Are you gonna be in Denver? Go to the DNVR bar where they do the DNVR stuff.
Hey, there's a great place called Tom's.
Yeah, Tom's. If you're gonna be here on the 3rd of June, which is next week, if you're here the 3rd of June, come out to Breckenridge Brewery in Littleton for Tom and I's fan meetup while Tom Grossi raises money for St. Jude's. Breckenridge, that's a great, go to Breckenridge Brewery.
It's a great place.
Not only a bar, but I mean, they have lots of great beer. It's a brewery. It's a cool environment. The weather's good. They got a great outdoor area. Breckenridge Brewery should really be paying me to say all this. I love that place. We've gone there several times.
It's a dope space.
Go on a Saturday, take the kids. They can run around outside. Boom. But it's not in Denver. It's in Littleton. So it's kind of, it's out in the burbs.
Let's go. Okay, Chen, good luck on that job interview. Let's go. And then the other question was asked about like how if Jacobs is not there for the season, how this impacts the Packers. Yeah, negatively. Like there's no positive that has come out of this.
RB1 is gone.
There's no positive outside of football. There's no positive within football. Yeah, it's the Packers would have to make some calls because unless Marshawn Lloyd just comes out and is a monster, it's not great.
And Lloyd's just his problem's been
he's been
injury issues.
Yeah.
All like weird soft tissue injuries, right? Like groin, hamstring. Pulled your groin because your hamstring was so pulled.
It's not great. Okay. Yeah, Andrew, I don't think I think it'd take a lot to go that route. I think it's, again, when you're combining all the things we were talking about of where the NFL could end up and what could drive people away, because like rising ticket prices, that is not going to help thing, and that's going to impact attendance. But I don't think this is super controversial to say. I think that the NFL doesn't care too much about in-game attendance. And the reason I say that is because it's about like 2% of people actually even go to an NFL game. I'm sure that number is not really going super high because like, tickets are insanely expensive just to any live event now. But as long as they keep on getting these insane deals where they can sell a game to Netflix for $100 million, they're kind of all right, Yeah. But I hope it doesn't, because the Super Bowl, in terms of who's able to attend, is pretty damn soulless, right? Yeah. Because it's a lot of sponsors. It's a lot of just like corporate. And, when you're selling $8,000 a ticket, who can afford $8,000 a ticket? And that's for like nosebleed, tippity top. So that's just disappointing, because that's, I don't know, like if it's the biggest game of the year, like fans should be able to go. Shock. I know, spoilers, but think about the shareholders. Doesn't feel like there are any new fans to cultivate in the USA. So the only way to expand their product is more days of play in international markets. I think it's a little bit of both, because there's one thing that the NFL wants to try and get, and that is the youth. And especially, there's all those statistics and studies of like, the younger folks are not watching 3.5 hour football games because it's too long. And, so they have attempted to be like, all right, well, here's how we can make the game more exciting, a little bit more fast paced, et cetera. You see this happening in baseball and you see this happening in football too. But yeah, I think it's also just because there's a lot of people on this planet, and the NFL is like, hey, if we can get them to watch the NFL, we're going to make a lot more money. So, that's here. So, again, Catalyst, what's jeopardizing their health is increasing games. You have to turn around and play on a Wednesday. Like for the Packers this year, Brandon, like they don't have a full bye week, but they get these 2 like mini buys that are going on, because they have the bye week 11, and then they're playing on Wednesday before Thanksgiving. And they play, like they have more time off, I think, between the week like 12 and 13 game than they do on their actual bye.
That's weird.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I hope it doesn't go that route, and the NFL is like, hey, we've made enough money now. It's never going to happen, but it's just, all right, well, how far are they going to take it? NFL players sleep on a bed, and the floor is filled with Bushmasters in the Amazon.
There you go.
Hey,
see?
People watch.
My idea is catching on.
The ratings.
We're flying to Nepal, and we're playing at the base of Everest.
There we go. Well, Perna, what do you got coming out today?
Probably Josh Jacobs' video.
There you go. I have been wanting to make this skip for 2 weeks. I don't know if I can, but today's the last day I can get this out, because I'm leaving tomorrow on a 6 a.m. flight to go to LA. Filming for 30 and 30 starts on Friday. Every single fan event has been posted on YouTube. I'll be out on Instagram today too, either via the video or community tab. We've raised over $16,000 so far for St. Jude. I'll be on the road for 30 days. We're going to 30 NFL cities. 30 days. Come out to a fan event. They're dope. I'll see Perna next week at Breckenridge in Denver. It's going to be great.
It'll be fun.
It's going to be great. So, but folks, appreciate the hell out of you. I'll be seeing you on the road. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. That's GPS. And you have been navigated.
And you reached your destination.
I'll see you next week, Brandon.